Okay, this is a little bit something different from what I normally do. This is my 85 Shadow Priest. Just hit 85 today, and I decided to go into the arena with the Frost Mage to play some 2v2 games, still using most of the blues and greens I had from questing. I'm not a pro or anything, so any tips that anyone who watches this video has for me, I would gladly have, but this is an example of what went down most of the night. Any melee classes pretty much one-shot me. We did actually end up winning some games, so here are some of the games we ended up winning. This is a warrior and a red pally. Right here, they split their DPS. We don't actually play the best teams, as you can tell, but we're not the best team either, and they outgeared us by quite a bit. I'm actually surprised with how well we did. We actually ended up going to 8 and 12. Right here, I probably should have disarmed that warrior during his blade storm to try to save my mage a little bit. I didn't, but there's a lot of things I noticed watching these videos that I should have done. When right there, I actually got some pretty decent burst, and right here, my mage finally realizes that the paladin is actually red instead of actually being holy. And right here, Mass Dispel finally comes after the bubble. Should have done that a long time ago. That was the first match that we played where we actually got a win. You'll see a lot of me running through Ring of Frost to try to get melee off of me. But overall, I don't think we did too bad for the gear level that we were playing at. Again, any tips would be very appreciated. I was gonna have the actual Skype conversations in here too, but I was dumb and only have one side of that recorded, so it's just my mage talking to himself. Right here is the double warrior team. They both have like 150,000 HP. We neither one have over 100,000, but we decided to go on the warrior with less health. We actually do pretty well against this team. Protection warriors are just, I don't know, I can't do anything against them. They shut me down so well. I actually spend most of this time just dotting the target we're focusing and running away. Try to heal myself up a little bit, but Shadow Priest heals are pretty pitiful. My mage actually helps me out a lot. Right there is an epic goblin rocket boot to the wrong side of the pillar. Ended up wasting his Ring of Frost, but I got a couple of heals off on myself. Should have went around the pillar instead of actually trying to cast right there. Luckily they didn't get a charge stun on me there, or I would have died. Right there, I'd have used Dispersion, and they basically just let the mage free cast, which is why we're able to win this match. This is one of the few matches we actually won where enemy teams focused me. If they focused our mage, we tended to do really well, considering our gear level. The Ring of Frost, I'm not really sure if you can charge through it or whatever, but obviously there's a time when the warrior was able to charge out a Ring of Frost. This is the first time I'd actually done any arenas in probably since the start of Wrath of the Lich King. This is another fight versus DK Warlock. I will say the skill level from the other team in this fight is noticeably terrible. It's like the DK wasn't even trying. But here we go. You're gonna see me hide inside a Ring of Frost as soon as he drops it, so that the actual DK cannot get to me. Just dot him up, hide around the pillar. Yeah, as you can see, he's backpedaling away from two casters. Not sure what his plan was, but I actually get a chance to actually mind spike and get some burst in. Our damage output between the mage and shadow priest were actually about even most fights. We did okay. He actually outgears me by just a little bit, and probably a little bit more now. He actually spent some time farming some honor, grabbing a few pieces of gear. And right here we're just finishing off the warlock. We actually got the kill pretty easily. Our communication wasn't all that great right here. Later on we actually started to get our communication down a little bit better, and we're able to actually put down some pretty good CC chains on some healers. This is the Resto Druid DK game. We have pretty decent CC in this match actually. I think we do overlap quite a bit of CC where we just weren't used to playing together yet. Right here we switch. We were going to go on the Resto Druid, and then we changed our mind, decided to go back onto the DK. Right here I start to dot him, even though he has his anti-magic shield up, which wasted a ton of mana. Should have waited until that was down to try to dot him up. Right here we actually get a sheep on the druid. The druid's going to come out of the sheep to a silence and a counter spell because we were pro like that. Go ahead and he re-sheeps the druid, and we just burst down the DK. That druid actually lived quite a bit because he didn't actually leave, so I just edited that out. Here is our last game of the night that we played. It's a Resto Druid Ret Pally team. And as you can see, our CC chain actually is a lot better in this match than it was whenever we played that last team with the Resto Druid DK. We actually managed not to overlap any CC in this fight and put down not one but actually two pretty decent chains of CC on this druid to actually end up getting the kill on the paladin. Silence on the druid right here off the start. Mage sheeps the druid. There's a fear, and after the fear the druid goes out of line of sight of us and he goes into tree form. We decide to just try to kite the paladin because our mage can't sheep a druid in tree form, so our best bet is to just kite the ret paladin around until the tree form is over with. Right here starts off with fear. Know his tree form can't last that much longer. Go ahead and fear him. Then I'm going to run over and silence. And I'm actually going to disarm him with the horror right after this. Right here, I'll get the horror on him and go back to mass dispel the paladin's bubble. And I think we actually get a sheep on the druid as well here. There's another fear, and we actually just burst him down right here. And that was a pretty good match. Again, any tips, any helping me out would be very much appreciated.